On our previous class, I put you guys through on how to create a Firebase app. So, and again, we also designed our login form, our login button that we will be using for so I said today we'll now look at how we are going to connect the button to the Firebase app which we created on the Firebase website and see how and for some reason our button is not showing me. Okay, now it's showing. So I hope you guys can hear me.
Yes, I can.
Okay, like I said on our previous class, we went through the Firebase website, or I'll call it web app, and I showed you guys how to create the Firebase project, how to get our config, or should I call it our project keys that we'll be using to connect our React app to Firebase, because without that key, our project will not be registered on the Firebase web app. So this was the project which we created. I'm just going to do a little summary of what we did last week then before we continue, for those who were not here on Tuesday. So this was the project we created, React Auth, and we also enabled the Google Firebase Auth. Without enabling it, even though you have connected your project to the Firebase, it will not still allow user, like the Google Auth will work. Even when you click on the button, nothing is going to happen unless you come to this Firebase website on your project which you created. You go to the authentication session on the authentication session here on the sidebar, and then you choose for the provider you want, the auth provider, either it's Google, Twitter, or anyone. So in our own project, we use Google Auth, and on last week Tuesday, I also showed you guys how to enable the Google Auth. So today we'll be looking at how to connect. We'll be looking at how to connect this our login button to the Firebase Google Authentication, which we are looking at. For now, when we click on this button, nothing is actually happening. But what we want when we click on this button, let there be a pop-up asking us to select our email, and then we log in. And when we log in, we want to see the admin dashboard that says dashboard. You can see the link for admin is no longer here. So I remove it from here. It's only when a user is logging that you can see that dashboard script. So now And last week, we created our Firebase.js file where we pasted our config file that we generated from the project which we created on Firebase. So now, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to import the Firebase provider which we are using. The first thing we are going to import is get Firestore. So I've already imported it, so to save us the stress of going to Firebase web app, copy, coming back and all this stuff. So import the get Firestore from Firebase Firestore. The next thing you are going to import again is Google Auth Provider, which is the actual authentication we are looking at. You can import Twitter, you can import email and password, depending on the one you want to use. But for this course, we are just looking at what Google Auth Provider. The next thing you are going to import again is auth. Now, below here, we are going to create a new variable. Since we are importing everything here, so for us to be able to use it inside our login form, we have to actually create a variable which we are going to export, so that anywhere we are going to use this get auth and get provider, you can be able to use it. So you can see I created my provider variable, my auth variable, then I now assign it to new Google Auth Provider. Then I export the provider and the auth. Then I export our get Firestore as well. So this is all we are going to do. So in our login, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to import our sign-in with purport from Firebase Auth. Then we're also going to import the auth and the provider variable which we created here inside our JS file. These two is the next thing we are going to import. Then another thing we are going to look at now is this is our button. We are going to add a function to it. Then when we click on this button, it calls the function. So the function we are going to, you guys already know how to add the function to the button. So I will just paste this here. You can see the function name is called sign in with Google Func. Now I added this E to prevent the page to reload, because if I remove this now, if I remove this E, which is basically event, and I click on this button, it will keep reloading this page, making our pop-up not to work. So that's why I added it. So inside the function, I will say e.prevent default, which will stop the page from reloading. Then the next thing that we are going to do now is we are now going to take this sign in with pop-up Firebase method that we imported from Firebase. Is a method that takes into parameter, which is the auth and the provider. The auth is what is a Firebase method that allows, just to be on the safe side. So let's just look at the definition of auth. So it's a Firebase auth that provide backend service. They say easy to use SDK and ready-made UI library to authenticate users on your app. So that is just what the method does. So here now, the two variables which I created, assigning it to the Google Auth Provider and the get auth method. This Google Auth Provider, I already told you that it just to tell Firebase that what we just need is what? From the Auth library or whatever I call it, what we just want to pull at is Google Auth provider. We don't want to pull at anything else. So basically that is this provider here. Then the next thing is the Auth method. So you guys already, it kind of like an API call. It's not like any big deal is happening here. You guys already know what .then is and .catch because you guys use fetch API to make your request and all this. So what we are just doing is, if this returns a success, we want to catch it inside the .then. But if it returns an error, we want to catch it inside the .catch. That's just what the .then and .catch is. Then we save. So let's just give it time for you to save. Okay, now our project is being saved. So now going back to our app now, we click on. You guys can see the pop-up has popped out. Now is loading. Now, if you don't have a Google account and all those stuff, it won't display here. This is because I have two Google accounts, this and this. But if you don't have a Google account, probably this page might be blank. I don't know because I haven't tried it with any browser or I haven't tried it with any other, someone that doesn't have a Gmail account. So I can't tell, but I'm kind of saying maybe this page might just be blank or it might not work. So let's say that if I select this one, Vivian.email, now you can see it has worked. Now, if I go to my console, because I console.log the response, you guys will see the response here. That type signing, provider ID, google.com. Now you can see I also have my token, I have my auth, different things. You can see inside here, you can see my display name, Vivian Emma, because when you go to my Gmail account, now that is what you see. My display name is Vivian Emma. You can see my email here. You can see email verified true because I'm not signed in. Assuming I'm not signed in, it will be false. So you can see my metadata that host created and all the rest. You can see my photo URL. Now, if I copy this now and paste it here, it should display my image I use for. Okay, no, I think I did something. I should remove this. So if you load now, you guys will see my Gmail picture that I used. Phone number is no. Phone number should have shown, I guess maybe when I was, okay, you can see it now. This is the picture I used on my Gmail account. Phone number is no, I guess maybe it couldn't pick my phone number, but I know I registered my email with my phone number. But for some persons, you see your phone number here as well. So this is just all my details because I logged in with my Gmail. If I should log in again now with my second Gmail account, which is this one, I guess. Yeah, okay, there was a network. So now, if now you can see it was a success as well. You can also see all my information here for my second account. You can see all of them. So now, if we head over to our authentication page in our Firebase now, you are going to see the two emails which I log in with on this our app now. Now, I'll give it a little time to load. You guys can hear me, right?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay. So let us give it a little time for you to load. The network is a bit slow. Why it loads? So that's just all we need to. That's just all we need to do with the Firebase authentication. No matter the provider, the Firebase auth provider you are using, either Gmail, Google, either Google email and password. The only one that is kind of tricky is Twitter, because you have to log into Twitter developer account to create some kind of keys that you have to add. So Twitter on is not really straightforward. So it doesn't work the way Google Auth work. You still need to go to Twitter developer account to create some API keys that you need to integrate while writing the function or making your request to Firebase. So without that key, Twitter won't work. So that is for Twitter. But for now, we are not going to look at that. Neither am I going to give you guys assignment on that. But as time goes on, when you guys start looking at on different Firebase authentication, you will see how the Twitter own is being done. I guess it has finished loading. Now you can see the two accounts I log in with. This is the last one, which is ijoma.ima, and this is the first one I log in with, which is vivian.ima. If I click here now, I can delete this account from here. And once it's deleted here now, if a user is logging with account, it automatically logs the user's out, because now the account is no longer registered on this authentication database. So if the user, assuming now this user is logged in here, the account will automatically log the user out. So now, you guys can see my screen.
I can see your screen.
You can see your screen. I think it should be from him.
Okay, I was scared though. So that is it. Now let's look at how to. You can see we are just been seeing our login with Google login. So, but now we want to be login. Let us see our admin page. So I will just delete this account. So now what we don't need to do, now say, I think let's just do a little Google search. It's either is navigate or router. So just to be sure, that's why I'm doing this Google search, just to be sure, so that we can be able to look at our assignment I gave to you guys. Location, that's the place, I guess. Transfer history.push. Location. Dot replace. Admin. I think we have to import location. That's location, right? Use location rather. Location or use navigate. No, I can't use navigate it. Mr. Frank.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you help us here?
Yeah, okay. So to navigate to another page, right?
Yes. When a user logs in successfully, to replace the path from this login to the next page which you want to see. It's usually location.replace, but
Yeah,
now
I think
it's actually throwing error.
There's something about React Router. I think that should be use history.
Okay.
Yeah, use history.
Okay. There is no you use history. Not here.
So let me check. Or either use history or use navigate. But I need to confirm very well if it's one of those two. It comes with React Router DOM. Use navigate. Yes, it comes with React Router DOM. So let me see.
I think on our product details, is use navigate. Okay. Okay, yes, it's use navigate. So
yes, okay, yeah, that's true. Once navigate equals to this, then we
if it's for React version 9, I use location.replace. But I don't know. So now that should work. So okay. Now you can see admin dashboard. So that is it. don't mind this thing I added here. So you can see now, we can now show our different links. So go back to login. So now, so for the assignments, what you guys basically do now for the logouts now is when a user logs in successfully using his account, you guys know how to work with local storage, right? I asked a question.
Yes,
Do you guys, okay, so what you guys need to do is store your tokens inside your local storage so that when you're dealing with logger button, all you just need to do is you delete the token from the local storage. Then when the user logs in, so that whenever the user comes back to the page, tries to navigate to the admin dashboard or stuff, it automatically tells the user you are not logged in or you are not authorized, because now the tokens are no longer stored in the local storage. Or you can as well create a kind of a state that holds all the users' information or whatever. And when the user logs out, you just clear that state. Kind of a variable, you just empty the variable and then it automatically takes the user back to the landing page. So that's just what you need to do for the login. For the logout button, because on the assignment, the logout button is, I asked you guys to add a logout button when the user is done with his class or wherever and wants to log out. So let the user be able to log out and then it redirects the user back to login, back to the landing page. So that's all for React authentication using Firebase Methods. So any question before we look at the assignment? I'm waiting for you guys. Any question? Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you. I have no question.
Okay, Precious, what is your question?
I'm not repeating the question for me.
Okay then, so in absence of no, so let's just look at the assignment I gave to you guys. Everybody was shouting on the on the Slack channel. The question is rude. I was like, so okay, Ebuka, you have a question. Okay, I can show you how to log in with email and password. Yes, I know I added it to the assignment. That's because I also added Google, what is it called? I also added Google Auth as well. Why I added the login with email and password? Because I don't want you guys to just go and do the same thing I did, because I'm going to push this code now. So many of you will just copy my own, paste it there, and that's all. No, so that's why I added the login with email and password, so that you guys on your own can do research and as well read about the Firebase authentication. Mind you, I'm available if you guys get stuck or you have difficulties, maybe or error, you encounter an error while doing that. I will be able to help you out on it. But I want you guys to, because me, I believe in someone doing, not just sitting and learning and understanding. Yes, you understand it, but if you don't do it, you won't get it stick in your head. So that's why I gave you guys a different thing altogether, which is the login with email and password, because I want you guys to get familiar with the Firebase data, the Firebase web app, the storage, and all the rest. So yes, I know it's going to be challenging, which is true, but I still want you guys to at least let me see how you guys can go around it. So that's why I added it. So I'm not going to answer that question. Ebuka, I'm sorry. So for the deadline, no, it's not going to be on Sunday. I'm going to speak with Mr. IK and see how he can extend the deadline for you guys. And when that is done, I will tell you guys the deadline for the submission of the tax. Hola, Mr. Soft. So that let me explain the assignment to you guys. Assignments. So I just give you time for you to look. So guys, the assignment is not hard because I've even given you guys UI. Yes, I know I'm not a UI person, but I just went and then snapped some pictures like that to show you guys what I want. The only thing that you guys are just going to do on your own is just the functionality. But for the design, I've already showed you guys what, and as well, I've also created a database for you because I want you guys to actually make a request. And this is the database, this is it. Is also included in this React project. So you guys, if you guys find it difficult to copy from here, you guys can as well just go to the GitHub and then copy it from there. So now for the assignment, I say you have to create a student dashboard that shows different subjects. Example of subjects: chemistry, biology, physics, mathematics, and English. Each of these subjects should route to each page showing basic introduction of it. Things to cover: a landing page that tells about the school with a login button, a login page asking user to log in either with Firebase, Google, or email and password. Guys, what I mean by either with Firebase, Google, or email and password, these two are going to be there. But whichever one the user chooses to log in with, the user can just go with that one. It can choose to log in with Google. It can choose to just put his email and password, boom, and it logs in. And then a dashboard. So this is your DP, your database, like I said. So note, for the website, whatever thing you are doing, whatever cool thing you are adding to it, all I want is the color you are going to use is KodeCamp color. Either you want to use the shaded, you guys know KodeCamp color now is green and navy blue, yeah. Either anyone, so you have to use that two colors on your project. Okay, our image are still loading. Is here on the sheet now, so whoever reads carefully will see it. This is it. Color code is KodeCamp color. I noted it here. You guys can hear me, right?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So
Yes, you can hear you.
my network is slow this evening. So landing page, it should look. Let me check the other of my browser tab to see if this is showing there. Okay, it's not also showing here. Sorry. Okay, yeah. So this is just what I want. I don't want a website that has about, blog, and all this stuff. What I just want is just a page like this. That's once I go to whatever name you name it. Let's say KodeCamp.github.io, because that is the place you're also going to host it. So once I go to KodeCamp.github.io, what I want to see is just a screen like this that says KodeCamp being the name of the website, and then a login button. This login button here. You guys can see my cursor, right?
Yes, yes, I can.
Okay, so I just want a button like this that says login, and then the name which you decide to name your school, and then learn on your class schedule. So that's just it. I don't want any other text like App Store, Google Store, and this and the other tiny text there. I don't want it. What I just want is learn on your class schedule. Here, you can decide to add your picture. You can decide to look for a PNG image that has no background, but don't mind the background here. You guys can just pick any of the KodeCamp color, either the navy blue or the green, to just use as the background, as your background color. So that is just what I want for the dashboard. Then when you go to the login page, I just want this. Very simple. Here you can decide to use any logo you want. You can as well use KodeCamp logo or anything, depending on what you have in mind, how you want to beautify your own website. They can just say student login. Whose side, you mean? Daniel.
The right hand side on the dashboard. That side that has that image, like see that after picture. Can we just leave it like blank, like just
Yeah.
load the learn on your yes, that place.
Okay, me the image, can you leave it blank?
Yes, can like not include anything. They don't let it up with the background color.
As long as it's going to be fine, your design is fine, finish, no problem.
Okay, no problem. Okay.
Yeah. So for here, I need a student SVG image. If you're looking for where to get SVG image, you can go to on draw. Let me type it on the chat so that you guys can just go there. On draw.io or on draw.co. Any of these should. Let me just search it here to be sure of the one I'm giving to you guys. So is an SVG website. So you guys can just go there, look for students SVG image. You can there too, you can change the color of the SVG to the color of your website. because it's usually purple. All the SVG are purple, but there you can change the color to what you want. So that is what I want. Then here is the login with email and password form. There you put your login here. But before this login button is where you place your login with Google button. This is just what I want for the login screen to be like. Then on the dashboard, now, you see this thing that is here. Let it be the only card I want to see. But remove this English class crash course enroll button, then start on 5th December 2019. Remove it. Instead, what you should display there is this. What I want you guys to display there for me is my display name when I logged in using my Google. What I want you guys to display there is this. Display name, Vivian, Emma. So that there is display name, it can be anybody's name. So that when I log in with you, your own, I want to see welcome Vivian Emma. That's why I said welcome, then the name of the login user. What I want to see is welcome Vivian Emma, welcome Ebuka, welcome Esther, or anybody at all that logs in. Then also an SVG image I show you students study. Okay, I think the network is slow, so it's taking time to load. On the sidebar, you can as well decide to still put your logo. Then on the sidebar, what I just want is dashboard that shows this page. Courses. You see different courses. English, math, physics, but then the only course we are making use of, I listed it here, is just chemistry, biology, physics, mathematics, and English language. So that is the only thing I want to see on the courses page. No, it's Glow, not Ethel. So that is what I want to see on the courses page. Kind of like in a box form like this. Okay, guys, it is on draw.co, not on draw.io. Someone have checked it, so you guys should note that it is on draw.co, not .io. So that is what I want to see. Then now I want, when you click on each of these, is a card, but the card should be kind of like, I want when I click on the card, it should take me to this view, whereby, let's say now I click on mass, what I want to see included on this sidebar. Just like now, here now, you notice that our admin is not here. You can see no admin link is not here. But if you log in, when we click on this button and our login went through, you now display the admin page. That's kind of that logic, but here you know that we are not actually logging into anywhere. That what we are doing is when you click, it shows a page that does what? That tells everything that has to do with that subject, definition of the subject, and every other thing as you like. You can see on the DB the information about the subject. I added it there as well. So that is what I want to see. Kind of this one, but it shouldn't be this design. I'm just showing you guys an example of how I want it to be. But shouldn't be, because this one you can see a YouTube and everything. Just remove the YouTube. Let it just be introduction to mathematics. Like under your page, you can just have introduction. Then what should be, you can see how they say Figma basic to advanced, but there it should be either English, maths, physics, but the introduction can be static. You can hard code it. Then from the APIs, you can now see, you can now display all the information you find about that course. Then let me give you guys a kind of like, let me just call it an expo. Let me just use that word. Now, what I want is when you click on this card now, because these subjects, we are going to call them from the DB, which I created. The card you are going to design, but the subjects, remove this, don't mind these things that is here, this icon that they added here is not necessary. All your cards can be one color, but I just want it to just display maths, English, physics, whatever. So I don't really need any much fancy for that. I just want the card should just have this card is English, chemistry, physics. So now, and those tests, you are not to hard code it. They are going to come from the DB. If you check now, the DB which I created, you can see the first object there and name that holds the name of the subject. You can see chemistry, physics, and whatever, and then the ID of it. So now, what you need to do is, on this card now, you are going to display two items. Actually, you're going to make use of two of the parameters from this DB. One is the ID, the other one is the name. Now, so what you need to do is here now, the name is what you are going to display, but the ID now, you are going to embed it just like we did on this product page here. You can see when a user click on this link, we pass in the ID as a parameter. Like this, kind of like this, just say this is how our DB look like. Now, you can see the ID, you can see the name. The name now is what they are displaying for users to see. But the ID now is being passed as a link. Oh, I will change that. Oh. Okay, I will change that. Sorry. I will change all the IDs. I don't know that all are the same thing. Sorry for that. I will change it. So you can pass the ID now as a link, so that then the route to the page you are using to display. So that I want, when I click on this card, I want to see the path to the page and then the ID attached to it as a parameter. That is going to be compulsory. I want to see it. So that is for this one. Then for the profile page, all you just need to do is just get information from this. Basically, that's why I said you guys can store this information inside local storage, so that on the profile page, you can just get it from local storage and display it using this format here. You can just say profile settings, personal details. Yes. Then the next is just the name, which is the display name of the login users, the email address. You can see the email of the login user here as well. Then city, state, countries, and zip code. Those ones are not there. But now I want you to display the photo. You can see the person's picture. So, and then they gave us access to the what? The URL. So I want you guys to as well display the persons. So the only thing you have to display for me on this profile page is just the name, email, and the image. Right? There is no other thing here that I need. No other thing. Then if the person logs in with email and password, Now, you don't need to display the image. What you don't need to display is the person's email. That's all. So it's for you to write an if check that shows if, maybe from here now, you can use one of these variables to target it and say, if the person's, let's say, display name exists, show this. But if there is no display name included in the person's details, don't show it. Neither show the other one. So that is just them. Like I said earlier, a logout button will be below here. So what I don't want is dashboard, courses, profile, and then a logout button below it. That when I click, it takes me back to this page. So that is just what you guys need to do. Yes, it's a huge project, to be honest. But now this project now is going to put you guys through on everything you guys have learned, starting from day one to today. Routes parameters, project structures, use states, use effects, there is React hooks, and all and all and all. So that's because on the last class, someone was suggested that you guys need a project that's yes, it's a full app. At least when you guys start building your portfolio and other stuff, and you can be proud to put something here, be like, okay, yeah, throughout my training with KodeCamp, or so this is what I built, and you always be proud of yourself and other stuff. So that's why I want you guys to use this project and then think, be creative, and so and so. So that is just the project. Any question? So, sure, you guys are no longer scared. Those they were shouting, more. This project is huge and other stuff. So, we want enough time. Okay, let me ask. So, what time do you guys think you guys can finish, be able to finish this project? For me, if it's for me, I don't know for Mr. Ike, depending on what him is planning or what he has in mind, I don't know. I wanted to give you guys roughly 1 week so that you guys can take your time. Because why I want to do that is because I don't want to see anything like, oh, I couldn't meet up, or you guys will start calling me back. I just submitted after the deadline. Please come and review and all this stuff. I am not going to. So why I'm saying 1 week is because I want, today is Thursday. By next week, Thursday morning, everybody project is there on the Airtable spreadsheet. I don't want after Thursday being Friday, some persons are still chatting me up, please review my project and all those stuff. So that's why I wanted, so that you guys will take your time, because you guys are also have other things you guys might be doing and all those stuff. So that nobody will be giving me excuses like, I was busy with this, I couldn't meet up and all those stuff. So that's why I'm saying 1 week is what I'll be giving you guys. So I don't know, I'll go and talk with Mr. Ike and see if he will agree. Once he agree, then I will report back to you guys. But if he doesn't, and maybe he extends the deadline as well, I'll also tell you guys too. So that is why I'm on my own end, I'm suggesting 1 week, so that nobody can be calling me Ma please, or Vivian, or a week or anything, please come and review my code and all this stuff. So that is it. So any question or any suggestion or anything someone wants to say? So you all agree on the 1 week? Eh? Okay, 1 week is fine. Okay, I will talk to Mr. Ike. Then, before today ends, I will report back to you guys. Because someone said I should talk about the profile page again. So for the profile, I said you can have a condition that checks if the person logged with email or password or the person logged in with Google. So whichever one the person logs in with, that is the information I want to display. If the person logs in with email and password, what I just want to see on the profile page is the email, because you can't get the person's profile, you can't put the person's display name and all the rest, because I'm not sure Google ought for email and password generate pictures for people or display name, all those stuff. So stores is your email and your password, that's it. So, and then returns a token for you. But if you log in with Google Auth, I want to see your display name, your email, and then your picture. So that is it. Someone said the email Firebase login and then username and password having 2 words. UI. I don't get your question, Daniel.
Okay, I'm trying to like see that you talk about the one for login and for the username and password having coming out without a profile picture, and then one for the email auth coming out with profile picture.
It can just be. Email. It can't be 2 UI. It can't be 2 pages. It can just be 2. Like on the profile page, you can just have 2 cards. But the 2 cards, you don't show it at the same time. You show one. If that one is true, then you hide the other one since it's false. That's just how it should be. Just like here now, we hide the admin. It's only when a user logs in, we display the admin. But if the user is not logged in, we hide the admin. Something like that. You just have 2 cards. One that displays the email, display name, and the picture, and then the other one that just displays the person's email. So depending on which one the person logs in with is the one you are going to show to the user. If I log into your app now using email and password, all I want to see on my profile page is my email. If I log in now using Gmail, Google Auth, all I want to see is my email, my full name, and my picture. That's all I want to see. Okay. So, Mr. Frank, anything you have to say?
Okay, I'm sorry. I stepped out to take a call, so my network was unavailable for a while. Okay, based on the assignment, I think it's okay. The time frame you gave is very okay. 1 week. I'll also talk with IK on my own too, so that it's actually going to be extended, because the project, it's something that you have to take your time and do anyways. Kudos, it's a nice one. I think that's all I have to say. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, someone said for some user, like most Google accounts don't have picture. If your Google account don't have picture, then the picture will not show now.
Yes.
If I
except if that person has not uploaded a picture on his or her Google account, you can definitely upload. But if you can't upload, there's always an avatar there that's going to show. So if the avatar is not there here, then that place can be blank.
Yeah.
That's an issue. Yeah.
Yes, for username and password, you also need to register it. When you go to sign in method, you can see different. You can see this is for Google. Firebase has changed this here. Template. Sign in method should show all the other distances. When you go to your sign-in method or your authentication, you should be able to see other methods. Firebase, let's see the sudden. Let me just go back to my console, try creating a new account. I mean, a new project. No. You don't need forgot password. I don't want that. That would be too much work. I don't want the forgot password. All I just want is log out. Guys, don't mind me. It has been a while I use Firebase authentication, so their auth page is structured differently. Before, when you go to sign in method, you should be able to see other methods you can use. So let me just my network is a little bit slow. So guys, this is how to actually create a Firebase project. For those of you that was not here. Okay. Okay, it's on the add new provider. Okay, when you click on add new provider, you can see different. Like now, this is the one we are using, Google. That's why it's in tick. You can see the phone. You can use phone number. You can use email password, anonymous, Game Center, Microsoft, Facebook, Apple, Twitter, Play, GitHub, Yahoo. So anyone, so you can see it. This is the one you need. All you just need to do is go here, enable it. Just click on these two buttons. If you don't enable it, if you like write your code, it won't work. You will not see the user that is being logged. Like it won't even work. It won't work. So before you do anything you are doing, after you have done creating your project, all you just need to do is go to this authentication here, and then you enable it. That's all. Remember that after creating a project like this, you need to actually generate a credential for that project, which I told you guys, project overview. Once it takes you to, when your project is done, is created, you can add it here, either from here. Like this one now is where you give the name, your project name again. Like now, why this asks for name again here is because this project I just created is Favik now, can have multiple apps inside of it. One can be a login, the other one can be maybe when I log in, I want another credential for another different project. Instead of creating each, like as we just did now for this Firebase authentication now, we created a project for it. Maybe tomorrow now, we want to do something that is similar to authentication again. We now go back again and start creating a new project. No, all you just need to do is you can just go and add another app under that same project. If it's a web, Android or iOS, anyone you want to do. So you can add multiple apps you want under this project which you created. So that is it, guys. Any other question? Okay, Daniel, thanks for that. As a project overview, this is the one at the React app. You can see add app again. When you click, it tells you which one. Is it iOS? Is it Android? Which one? You can add another app inside. So any question? Okay, then if there is no question, that is it. Yeah, for the GitHub, I will send the link to you guys. I deleted the other GitHub project. I had an issue with it, so I had to create a new project and transfer everything to that new project and now push to GitHub. So I will paste the new link for you guys on Slack once I'm done. Okay, guys, that's all. Have a wonderful night. Mr. Frank. Mr. Frank, can you hear me? Okay, I'm the host and I've been recording. So how do should I just
end the recording and then you can end the meeting too.
okay, okay, I should just click. How will Mr. I get the record?
I think you might have to send it for him.
Okay, no problem.
All right.
Yeah. Mr. Franco,
Yeah.
have ended. Okay, it's still recording.
But you can end the recording now.
Okay.